Look, it's interesting. Zelensky says that he's now open to an audit on how Ukraine spends US taxpayer dollars. I'm sure many Americans would like to see that. We know that Ben Shapiro, who's the host of a Daily Wire show, travelled to Ukraine to speak with Zelensky, and he asked him if he would be willing to do an audit on how Ukraine spends US taxpayer dollars, to which Zelensky said, of course, there's nothing to hide. Let's take a listen.
How do you answer those questions? What kind of transparency can you provide to the American people to guarantee that their taxpayer dollars are being used in the best possible way to fight Russia, to defend Ukraine, and to ensure that if the United States wants, would an audit be possible by the United States of where those dollars are going?
We are ready to have any inspections from the very beginning of the war. The inspectors coming from the United States, Europe, and our own inspectors, they're working. We have complete reporting, counting, absolutely transparent within the Ministry of Defense. There's access to all the figures starting from the very first year of the war.
Hillary, do you buy this? Are we really going to get an audit?
Well, he said so. Actually, since the Pentagon in the US hasn't passed an audit for over 7 years, it'd be interesting to see if they could, Zelensky can pass this audit. But it is important that he says yes. Why? Because there has been a lot of attention over here and a lot of reports, and I don't know where they've originated from, of the Ukrainian, many actually ministers being, I've seen reports of them being in Monte Carlo and elsewhere, and you see cars like Brigadis and Maseratis with Ukrainian plates saying, and the caption always is, this is where your taxpayer dollars are going to. Now, where those reports have originated, if they're Russian misinformation, I don't know, Gabriella. That is not something that I've ever seen proven, I've seen any proof of. So I think he was definitely smart to agree to an audit, and I think American taxpayers would feel far better if we did see some audit results. I think that he would garner more support. So it definitely was a smart answer. Whether or not he delivers upon it, that's another question.
Well, speaking of American taxpayers, I'm sure many are thankful that the Trump administration is in power and Trump has been backing Elon Musk to get to work with DOGE. And as Elon Musk is right now preparing to kind of step back from his service in the Trump administration, I couldn't agree more with David Marks's piece in Fox News claiming that America owes Elon Musk a debt of gratitude for exposing and ending waste, fraud and abuse. Hillary, can I get your take and your assessment of just the kind of impacts that Elon has made?
Well, Gabriella, it's very interesting to hear you say you're very grateful to David Masters. You couldn't be more grateful, and you're not an American taxpayer as far as I know. I am. I totally and utterly agree with you. In fact, even more so because it's my money.
Yes.
You're right. I mean, actually, what's very interesting, what I have seen over the years living here in America is actually President Obama, Clinton, Bill Clinton, as well as when Hillary Clinton was running, they've all said for years that there's been fraud, waste, and abuse. And actually, it was President Clinton who let go of 377,000 federal workers. And Obama actually was the one that was called the deporter-in-chief, all these illegals taking American benefits. So they've all tried to do it. They've all said they were going to do it. President Trump is the only one that was able to do it. Yes, precisely with Elon Musk, who hasn't taken a salary and has basically done this for the good of the nation. I don't know who would say they're not grateful. And quite frankly, my proposition is that any Democrat that isn't grateful, like all those Democrats that sat down when President Trump was talking about tax breaks, they should not receive any discount on taxes, and they should not actually be part of the golden age that's going to come, because they're actually saying that they were happy with the way things were. So let all the benefits come to those of us that believe in, voted for Trump, and appreciate Elon Musk.